out to your house as quickly as possible. We'll move on to our next story. Of course, COVID cases in Dubai are rising. Are schools open? Aren't they? It is the first day back, what's meant to be the first day back. And on December 28th, we had a report from the KHDA which said that regular face-to-face education in Dubai private schools will continue in the second semester. So basically saying face-to-face education is opening, however, collective classrooms and extracurricular activities will be discontinued. So basically schools are back, but all of the extracurricular stuff will not be back as they kind of try to curb the spread of COVID-19. They also said canteens will close for the first 2 weeks of the semester and gatherings and school trips will be suspended. So the word from the KHDA just 5 days ago was that schools are opening. However, as I got closer to D-Day, as I got closer to the first ever Monday of the new year, schools across the country, especially in Dubai, schools across the country were doing testing of all teachers to make sure that they had enough staff and that the staff were safe and that the teachers were well and healthy. However, it looks like in a number of cases, unfortunately, some teachers are stuck abroad, many are testing positive, same with pupils. And we've seen GEMS Education, according to the National, are closing 26 out of 28 schools, and some schools are reverting to remote learning. However, KHDA said you can be open, but it's up to the schools to make that call. I know in my community I've already seen some school buses head out, so some schools are opening, but it's worth noting that the schools are making the call based on, I guess, the number of staff that's available. And obviously if they can open, great, because they've done this required testing, but in some cases they just don't have the capacity. A quick shout out onto the number of COVID cases we've seen in the last number of days. New cases 2,600, new recoveries 890, total deaths at 2,168. Total cases are now up at 767,093, and our active recoveries in the UAE at the moment are at 18,000. Active cases at the moment are at 18,000. It's worth noting that although we're seeing a rapid rise in cases, in line with trends across the globe at the moment, the death rate in the UAE does remain low. The death rate isn't rising as rapidly. Hospitalizations are lower, but as the cases are rising, all we can do is follow those precautions, which are, as always, keep that social distance, wear your mask, get the booster if you haven't got it, get vaccinated if you haven't already. If you're looking at the rising cases beside us, by the way, it's just worth noting that the brown line means diagnosed cases, green means recovered, and red equals deaths. And Global Village yesterday closed, and we saw a couple of cancellations of fireworks, but I think we're still waiting today for what's going to happen later on today in terms of weather. I think the first part of the day we are expecting some rain, dust and cloud cover. But